Okay, here we are after 5 periods of school today. I thought Steve Johnson would be able to kick it out. Right, Steve? Oh, you're right, Justin. He is like a freak because he wanted a Halloween freak to not spy this spring. Well, what are my changes for that? I had to take Roger to his own fights because he fought on his own level. And he recently ate chocolate. Wow. He ate what kind of chocolate? Those chocolate bars. I thought Roger was going to freak out on the chocolate bars that he always eats. So he's going to take his own payments like that. When he thought he had a mental hospital to open, he had to be hospitalized for a day or two as he went to the hospital for a bad infection. Yeah, he wasn't able to order an infection because of the treatment options. He had to call to schedule a doctor's appointment to have him now. I noticed Roger had gotten the keys to his own car, but he feels like he had bad cramps. Well, he drank Mountain Dew to relieve his cramps now because his cramps would work very well. Well,
the key next to it is
he drank Mountain Dew just to relieve his cramps. He feels better right now, and he is much oriented like that. Well, and so on and so forth. Fred Jenkins would have to realize that. And so we reached the end of 5th period with excellent people and excellent fun. And then Roger wasn't able to freak out. On his own terms, he wasn't. Well, I should say get rid of the better battery and not pay for last pay stuff whenever a guy freaks out. Charlie Hill does not freak out on that accident. He was like on George Bush. And George Bush was the last president before the current. Because we thought it would be a good deal to recognize George as the president. Roger was looking out on that term because that guy right there had an extra chain of hearts. An extra chain of hearts. Yeah. Well, that chain of hearts is called a keychain. A heart keychain for Fred's car. Yeah, he wasn't able to locate that change because I thought it would be a better deal to look forward to. You thought it would be a pretty good idea. Well, it should be raw. Yeah, and it should be raw. But, alright, we're still at passing time before we get to 6th hour. And that, of course, was that bell. Roger had gotten into that. The bell rings to put the class people into 6th hour, the final period. This is it. Roger will get into throwouts for his day. Well, he wasn't able to stop breathing and dying. Well, John's father died when he wasn't able to breathe. I can't accept his medication cards. Yeah, and Roger Jenkins was freaking out about how he was like, for a day, wasn't able to write. And Roger and Charlie had to sing along good songs. I thought Roger was going to pack his purse and make his own vehicles, so he wasn't able to stop breathing and die. Yeah. Well, Roger out there had gone to Disney World and had a breathtaking relationship. And here's the bell. So this is it. This is it. And it's the final period, 6th period, 6th hour. The final period of classes. Yeah. Oh well. Alright, this is it. The final period.
Miss
Here's Corey. Here's Brandon. And here's Sam. Jesse. Everybody. Alright. So, I thought about Corey being here. Yep, Corey's here. This is the final period. Yeah. We're getting to this final period of class because Roger has to get through all day long because his brain damage. Well, he wasn't able to take his method for wiping out himself. Well, that would be right there. This could have been a thing for Jeffrey Schultz. Roger got Roger but Roger had gotten into it. Coach needs to be ready for the weekend too. It needs to be excellent. Roger tried to re-align his team. with Invisalign. I had to call my dentist to get an appointment. I had to put on Invisalign teeth to be able to automatically align my teeth. So that would be like 18% of bad teeth will still be available. Another percentage of good teeth is still available right now. Yeah. On Fred. We had to put Invisalign dentures on Fred because Roger would get up there and loosen his teeth. When he has a dentist appointment, I'm not sure. Roger's friend has a dentist appointment at 3 o'clock, so he'll be able to do something good. Well, I was ready to start breathing on this term. That midterm treatment option failed. Well, that guy right there looks forward to a treatment option that is not supposed to be bad, wasn't it? Well, Charlie was giving up on that last term. So Roger has gotten something on that foot because he put his one sunlight left foot because he had good teeth. Wow, why did his left foot hurt? Did his left foot hurt? Yeah, I noticed that. I thought I said it differently. Roger hurt. Yeah, because Roger had gotten into deep lengths to have fun. Deep lengths should mean great lengths. So Fred has to go to great lengths to have straight teeth like that. He had a dentist appointment at 3 o'clock on Monday. Actually, I had no sacrifice when the dentist appointment was available like that. So he earned his credit checks. He wasn't able to balance it. Yeah, he's paying for it. Yeah, and earned his money right there. Yep, he's earning a credit check like that. Yeah, he's on the phone like 10 or 15 times a day. I can't believe that. It's like, oh yeah. Case pending. Roger has to go through all this. But he balanced the checkbook today. I thought these checkbooks are balanced for records in the books because he wasn't able to breathe. Well, Roger wasn't able to breathe. He had a doctor's appointment yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And Roger would go out there looking forward to that. Okay.
Sit down, everybody.
Let's do what Roger's teeth would do. I noticed how Roger's teeth would sound good. Roger's teeth crackled. It sounded good because Jeffrey Schultz liked Roger's chocolate milk. Yeah, he wants a snack with chocolate milk. Steve Johnson would end up being a miraculous guy holding on to an earphone jack and Roger pushed.
It's okay.
Yeah. A pencil was put in Fred's ear jack. Why did Roger have anything right yet? Well, he lost his increments back then. So he fell and hurt his head.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
He hurt his head at the hospital a long time ago.
Okay.
And you know why? It was like Roger
Tyler, come back in here.
Roger would get out there, pay for his taxes, pay for his money-making strategies, and most of all, pay for his routine. So where other people had worked on recycling, Roger would fail. Yep, Roger would make it. But Roger has to make it to stop failing every day. But he knows that something's wrong. Yeah, Justin and Bob, Steve and I were here today. Roger did not like that. Jeffrey Schultz did not pay for insurance purposes, so he fell too short of insurance rates. Yeah, the apple juice quite works well with Roger. Yeah, and the idea of having certain stuff going into great lengths, looking outside and taking these pavements right there. Well, the pavement strategy would not like you because Roger had gotten into therapy. My own therapist will work. Yep, and it would not like those payments. Roger got taken back by his own payments. He accidentally got a crush on 5 guys who wanted to make certain things. So they wanted to have fun, didn't they? Yeah, they weren't able to quit thinking about breathing because mental hospitals have insurance purposes. So Roger's breath would not like that because he hadn't Yeah, that's the Metro PCS sound. People love Metro PCS. And there's the Samsung Power Off. Roger has gotten into that point.
Don't touch me. You want your chocolate milk next?
It could be from my sister's phone.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Well, Roger had to go out to the hospitals, doctor's offices. A certain treatment option would work for him. There's no medication, so we're able to quit thinking about it.
Hey, quit teaching them bad stuff.
Straight back. Well, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing with Roger.
Alright, I saw them.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
saw you do that.
Roger quit thinking about fruit juice,
And I don't like it.
having fun, and not
Now you
listening to
weren't.
bad
You pick
music or
somebody
something.
you do not like.
Hey, do that
Jeffrey
haircut,
Schultz
man.
was unable to stop because he had lost his contract with music agents,
What's up with the headset?
and Roger would put out the doctor's note.
Do you not know how to
What's up with Danny?
That's
What are
alright.
you taking over my seat?
Okay,
Danny's
Justin
just
Floyd, out of her seat.
Justin 40?
Alright, here we go, Bob and friends. I'm just kidding. Roger has to go out and get a check for too much money to be able to buy too many stuff. That could have been so supportive. Well, is this like a radio show or what? It is a podcast that I wanted. Alright, here's the bell. That'll do it for first period. Alright. Maria, we're gonna sit right here and wait for a second hour to start. Alright, Maria? That's good.
We can hold on to that. Yeah, it's an unfortunate way if I had to.
Yes. Those boys out there looked very interesting at a golf game. Yeah. But they did have enough memory to practice in a golf tournament. I am not sure of the unfortunate event that Roger had as a good little golf spectator. Do you know what any spectator in a sport is? Yeah, spectators can attend a lot of sporting events, like football, basketball, baseball, golf, soccer, tennis, and of course, boxing and wrestling, which I think was one of the most innovative sports around back in the day. Well, I cannot imagine it is springtime already, and since we have held the record for the best spring guys around, and you know what that is? A good time. I've never seen people trapped in automobiles like that before. Well, the guy right there looks to George, and his name is Fred. Yeah, and Fred had an identical solution to a problem. I noticed the question, how can he fix it? How can he fix it? That's the question that Fred had asked us. It is an unfortunate event to have fixed the car. Well, as Roger pointed out, he had trouble breathing. I guess we should be around for that. I know a man who fell from a tree. He had gotten very hurt really bad, Steve. Did you know that? Yeah, that was the case with that guy. Oh well, how sad. That guy got injured out of a tree. Why did he get knocked out of the tree? A wind did it, and it just blew the man out of the tree. Oh my God, Steve, that would have hurt really, really bad. I have noticed that solution to the problem like that before. When the golfer had gotten struck in the head, that would have made him nice. Paramedics decided to rush the golfer to the hospital, where he was later released and treated for severe burns. Yeah, he had severe third-degree burns on his back. Yeah, and the doctors had to release him home after all those hours at the hospital. Yep, and that was an unfortunate event as well. Well, as Roger mentioned, I would have to dictate friends in dictations forever. They would have to lose a pack of bubble gum to be able to do that, because that's a nice receptionist. The receptionist actually took control of whatever was left on the ground, and Fred had a fork and spoon on the plates every day. He does that every day. So starting tonight, we're all gonna watch Seinfeld. Yeah, that's right. Seinfeld is a fun show. We've ever seen Seinfeld. All right. And Roger has been addicted. Let's notice the episode of The Soup Nazi and the quote, "No soup for you!" It was Roger with an unfortunate event that occurred. Oh yeah, it occurred in the beginning of time, and Roger had to identify himself as a good guy. And here's the bell. Jeff had to understand his house had been collapsed in a fire. His older house collapsed in a fire in the late 90s. His parents moved away shortly before the fire because that would have been surrendered by a man who was disrupted from behind the ground speed. I can't even imagine that side of the incident. Sure, Bob, we can't handle the truth. Because now it was a hold on. Maria.
Yeah, the problematics could have helped a lot as well. But unfortunately, something getting very, very hurt.
There you go, Justin.
Really bad.
There you go. Thanks, buddy. Here we go, Bobby friends. Big day for Fred. He's getting his insurance purposes back.
What's up, Justin?
Well, I'm getting Fred's thoughts. I know Maria knows what's going on. Is there Roger getting to an addiction? A full-purpose blackout at a Rays game, or a Bucks game, or a Lightning game when there's a power outage delay? That's a PPD thing for the Rays. I guess at least one game was blacked out on your team. Did you ask for the other players' respective blackouts? We should get through Roger.
Hello.
He says that Fred Jenkins would get his own PSP play. Steve Johnson left his PSP at home so he could play when he gets home from school. Maybe he's getting one game of peace and I had to pay for that game. Maria?
I think we should get through all this. The player in the lead at the end of a game, whatsoever is who we're losing.
Yes. The player in the lead lost a digit on the alternator number to which the game plays. Yes, he lost a digit on the alternate code for the game. I know what that is. Jeff has to get through credit for this game. I had to go to games.com to get the credit. You're right, Jeff. You're addicted to your games. What about sports? Are there any sports blackouts for Joe? No, Joe didn't go to the Tampa Bay Lightning game, which could have been blacked out for a certain reason, though. He had to take credit risk factors. Let's talk more about blackouts during the passing period. Anyway, Roger can get through all this stuff, as George and Fred do not like it. Do you like it or not? I do like it. Steve Johnson got in his assignment on, you know what? Giants. Yes. It's that side of Giants on a good game. Oh, did I ask for a Giant? I'm talking about Giants. George has to go through all the credit to be a Giant, to act like Jack and the Beanstalk. George would grow onto his own jelly beans. Starburst jelly beans. It would be horrible, like me. I would agree to change my name and number, fax and phone, or a copy code. Did you ask for a code number for a copy? Sure. Paper copy for Bob? Bob can't find a paper copy all day long. You had to fix that. Roger has to get through credit for that. Why does Roger have to get through credit for a lot of things? Man, is this serious? Or what? I am not serious about that because Roger has to get through credit. Yes, he does. A lot of things. I am not sure about the guy who got the credit recently. Roger replaced him as the credit analyst. Go through the credit score at freecreditscore.com. You get a free credit score on your own money. We have to get through credit to pay the taxes. So George has to get serious about the tax payments. George has to get through all the credit risk analysts. We all know H&R Block, which was a car insurance agent, a place that recreates lawsuits. I'm not sure which ones, but I am telling you that Jeff needs to pay the money for his credit risk analyst. No, the DUI the claimant with the DUI analyst has to claim through all his financial bills, so the rates will increase. So, I mean, games, I am not sure we would get through credit. I'm telling you what, is that okay? Yes, this is the sure thing, that Fred would get out his check and stay aware of all his financial costs. I guess so. As Roger gets a check for $10,000, that'll do it for a checklist. That'll make sure I'm so sad about George. The doorman that George came up with. George decided to call the doorman to fix the door. The door was fixed, but George had to ignite it. Let me ignite the George in his life. George must forget not to handle the truth. He's got like 9 or 10 truths out there, the birds and the bees, get outside, and nature, identity theft, way to go. I guess Roger has to get the credit analyst. I'm sorry about that. I would pay for credit. I am right about that, Steve. I am getting it. Here's the bell, that'll do it for first period. Roger has to get through the credit, right? Okay, now we're talking about blackouts. You can't reach the end of a game unless you're blacked out by a power outage delay. The player in the lead with 5 points can't get through during a PPD, a postponed delay.
Oh boy, I looked at the postponed game chart.
Oh, that chart must have been available at a retail store on the way out for like 10 or 15 stores. Maria was looking for the game in her area, the hockey game for the Lightning, who wanted to advance to the playoffs there. That game was blacked out. What about the Bucks? Are they blacked out by the NFL in certain areas? No, the television blackouts, they carry like 9 or 10 games a day and then they're blacked out. So when there's a basic game, you can't find a game on TV and it's blacked out. I don't know if there's a game or not. The game blacked out in Joel's area is considered to have a faulty threat. No way. That blackout threat must have been gone, Maria. Did you know that blackout threat?
I can't ask. Because now, Roger's to get through credit then.
Yeah, through a lot of things. I hope Jeff needs it. You know, the check that goes through a movie theater or popcorn style chicken? No. That chicken must have been gone by surprise when the other guy fails. He stepped on his twin girlfriend when he focused on a check for $10,000. I haven't seen you do recent tricks lately at a football game. No way. There was a player for encroachment on the defense. You can't find a defensive tackle if a football player says the option with a balance beam. Do you know what that means, don't you, Maria?
Yes.
The players in the league give head starts.
Lucy, is Justin talking to you? No, he's recording his voice on
I have to upload. I can upload that to ForShared, right? I can just record stuff to upload to ForShare.
How do you do this? Let me see.
I had to upload this to ForShared via my Google account. No way of getting suspended by Bob. Let me look on Russian sports. I take Bucks blackout seriously, but my game had been blacked out by a team. I wish I was addicted to game blackouts in recent years. Maria, did you know about the blackouts that come back? I guess so. Jeff would get through his credit analyst. Let me look up game blackouts on Google. Please tell me what happens when a game is blacked out. Please tell me what happens. You asked for it. We got a game to black out. Did you black out any games recently? Yes. I got some Facebook messages about game blackouts that Bob got. Yes, the monster gave up to a blackout for the Chicago Blackhawk game. Yeah, an unfortunate event for respective Blackhawk fans in Chicago. The hockey game was blacked out, and there was no time to collapse for a game near record. What about the Bulls? Are they blacked out in Chicago?
Tired?
Yeah. And here's the bell, Maria.
I gotta get through credit all day.
Let's get started. Shall we? Let's get started, okay? It's just Fred Jenkins getting his check for $10,000. I don't have to sell out games recently.
Like my little finger?
What do you think about game blackouts and sellouts? Are the games blacked out in my area? I haven't heard of a game being blacked out in the area. Such as a Rays game, a Lightning game, a hockey game? You bet. Well, what if the Daytona 500 was rained out? Daytona International Speedway had rained out the race for good. They could have rained out at least one Daytona 500 by now. But I was gotten my check for $10,000 in order to rain out races, and here's the bell to start second period. George has to get to like 2 or 3. He's got like 3 or 4. Okay, the start of second period. Oh well. So you know what? What game is blacked out and what game is sold out? Oh boy. Yeah, that's good. George and Steve. Peter thinks that he wants to go on the site.
Let's go, Justin. We gotta go to Reed.
Alright, it's over. I had to save my file first. Before I can do that, here we go, Bob and friends. Second period is in the books. Jenkins has to catch up to his alternate side when he and Fred had to go to a circus. Is that uncommon for a man to go to a circus with another man? Well, I asked the man to go to court to pay for traffic tickets and a DUI charge from the judge. And that guy was caught speeding, and I know that other guy had to make a disappointment to the
That guy was
judge.
caught speeding on Highway 22.
Yeah. Did you go to court? Did you tell the judge about it? Yeah. I did go to court one day, and I asked for the judge to pay his disability or insurance benefits by heart. I noticed the guy right there looking forward to a drama queen going to court. Yeah. And the cops had to take him. And Jenkins had to be caught speeding and had to go to court to pay his traffic tickets. He had to pay the speeding ticket whatsoever. Well, what's the difference with a speeding ticket? Roger had to pay a speeding ticket for an airfare. Did you ask? That money was supposed to go to the speeding ticket that Roger was going to pay. And again, he had to go to court to pay the traffic tickets for his assumption. Well, that creative mind would blow Roger away when he and his friend had to go to court to pay for those tickets. No, he wound up in court with ticket charges. Yeah, and he was under arrest and attacked. The boring kid had to go nuts without disappointment, and a DUI charge caused Fred to disappoint himself. And you know what? Fred was out for a boxing match one day. He had to go to New York to Madison Square Garden when he blows like 10 or 15 bouts. Yeah, the blow by blow is so good on a boxing match. George would have to pay for a check. Yes, he would take a switch to a baseball game whatsoever. Was the game blocked out in a certain area? I'm not sure if the game was shown or not. Each game would be a good thing. Roger went to a casino to get a pair of dice. and hit Joe in the head with that. Yes. He hit Joe in the head with dice? Sure. It's funny. But Craig had to decide whether or not he fell from a tower and got severely injured when he was a kid. Craig decided that he blew out a flat tire in his old car, so now he wanted to pay the rent. Here's the bell. George had to go out and get a check for his own money, and he was paying for the charges whatsoever. I noticed Craig was down for like 10 or 15 ounces of ketchup he had to put on a hamburger. No way. Craig wasn't able to balance the check, so he did not like it. Craig was out to boast. He was out to conquer. The check came for Craig, but he did not feel it. He was going to believe that check. That check was for McDonald's fast food. Craig had to go get it. Yeah, he would pay for a Big Mac, a fillet of fish. Well, Big Mac, fillet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese. Big Mac, big and tasty sandwich. McFlurry. I wanted chicken nuggets. Bob, I guess the McDonald's kind of helped Jeffrey Schultz a little bit. Here's the bell to start third period, Maria.
All right. Well, I know that.
Jeff has to get through his chat. Craig can start third period with good math stuff. Jenkins can't ask for it. We'll see if Craig can start a good third period. But we're gonna win, right? We're gonna win, okay? Jeffrey Schultz had to get through his chat. The Rays want to go to Boston. The Rays made their trip to Boston over the weekend. I'm sure the Rays made their trip to Boston over the weekend. The Rays will beat the Yankees in a game one day, and they'll know how to survive. One day, there will be a rival game, the Rays and the Yankees. Steve Johnson can't do it. Craig didn't even ask. Why Peter? Did he ask for a felony? No way. Peter decided to go out and take a test. Come on, man. The coach wants us to do all his work. The work he provides us. I'm sure Gary can get Craig to do whatever he's got to do. Well, Roger decided that he balanced the beam. Well, Craig can't put his check down for a mental balance. Well, a kid injured himself with Craig. I guess so, it's like Craig being disappointed at his own loss at a baseball game when you're raising the Angels one day. Yeah, and Craig was after a waterfall. You know, Craig had to disappoint George. Roger was out there paying for checks. After the game, Bill could not play the game. You've got to play the game to survive, Joe. That's what Joe told George. He had to play the game to survive. Well, I know. We're gonna win, right? We're gonna win some serious game. Yes, and Jeffrey Schultz can't get through.
You're lucky, man.
George knows. The patriotic power of president.
You put in more than me.
Maria, power to the people, baby. We're gonna check out some work, George. I was gonna pay the check for $10,000. No, $10,000 was up for grabs when a speeding ticket was a catch over. No. Craig didn't go to jail. He did go to court, and the speeding tickets were valid. Yeah. George was out in court for a ticket. Yes. The guy in court did not claim George. I know the guy in court lost it. Yeah, the judge.
I hang out with him. I never hang
The
out.
judge did not ask. I did not tell you that the judge was out for battle. Steve Johnson can't help us.
What do you want to do to win?
I can show Dad some
We're
quick
gonna
stuff.
beat Joe. Head to head. Face to face. Mano a mano. You know the drill, right?
Steve Johnson balanced the checkbook today. He finds it excels to balance the checkbook, George. No, it's not that. No, it's not the kid with the checkbook. His last pay stuff is up for grabs. You've seen a book like Joe's. You spent money, Jeff. On that spot. Well, that's right. Yeah, he was up for grabs. And, you know, Keith and Kent, they spoke with George. Do whatever I do. Gary, that means that Fred won't get it. And Craig does not know anything about it. Craig knew what's funny about everything he played. The greatest game ever played was no way. Greatest game ever played. We're gonna win, right? We're gonna win the greatest game ever played, right? Yes. I know this. Basketball, baseball, football, the greatest games ever played. I know, well, this one. The greatest game ever played by Jeff. Wow, good sport, good times, you know the drill. Roger and getting it. No, he's got it. Jeff and Schultz can't guess. He's out of control at this one. The crack fell on a good shot for a guy. I was out there looking forward to a check. No way. He brought in a water. That's good. That would leave him speechless. Yes, that's right. And Steve Johnson, he had to go out to Richard's dad's house. And a chipmunk had fallen in the water like Al. Oh boy. He would get it. He had lost. Craig did not tell us he had to play. Craig was here to tell us. But I bet Craig had to balance the checkbook and he did not ask. Oh boy. What if he had bad news on the check? Sad. The story broke out when Fred had a heart attack when he was a little kid. Oh boy, I would get to Safari Bob.
I did too.
George, no sweat. We're gonna win, right? Jeffrey Schultz can't get it. He's gotta win, right? Yeah.
You got it.
Jeffrey Schultz has to get through. We gotta win. Really? Oh yeah. He said he had a check for 10,000. Hey Roger. Roger, where are we? Peter and Joe, give us the cost of water. You want a drink of water? Go to the fountain and get one. Jeffrey Schultz have one. George and Steve. They didn't ask for a detonator. Ghost. Ghost Town Joe, USA. Ghost Town Joe, USA. George and Joe. I did ask for boxing victory all day. And the player addicted to drugs went to court and then took cops because the judge decided to tell the drug owner what was going on in that place. You come on, Steve-O. Steve-O. It's so fast. It's so fun. I should tell Steve-O that. Who? That Steve Johnson guy? Yeah, he's here today with us. Bob, Justin, Steve, and I'm Fred. And Maria. Hi. We got a phone call as well. Jeffrey Schultz. He started. Well, Jeffrey Schultz can't help it, so he's got like 10 injuries after that.
Are you going to cross?
The coach had got more wins than Jeffrey Schultz.
Sorry.
No, that's cute about it. He definitely won one more.
Spin it over.
Speeding
Put it in the air.
Yeah, you had to go to court to play one. Craig? Yeah. So Craig, you did it on purpose.
I forgot to cross one.
Oh boy, the tooth snap could have put Joe. I wanted you kidding me, Joe. Alright, you gotta do mine. Back up. Because the top take the back up of the flat set. They did take the flat set. They played Price right for math.
Stop hitting me!
S-U-R-E. That's good, Jeffrey. We can do all our best. Fred posted an article about snow bunnies, dust bunnies, electrical water. You bet there's natural water. Oh my god! I tell Troy. Marty did not ask. My sister had a doctor's appointment. She had to go in Marty's car to go to the doctor. Oh boy. Marty rocks, but he was like that before. Why did you see Marty? Marty was in the back. Marty was up. Marty had to lose his own bike cover. But Marty had owned a van. It's a Chevy. Marty owned a Chevy. Hey, did Marty own a Chevy? Yeah, Marty did not ask. Finally, Marty did own a Chevy for many years. Right after Granny. Yeah. I had to go to Granny's for Easter Sunday. Yeah, that guy that walks up to me and says, "We got something going on, Jeff." Yeah, this guy speaks out. Goes out there and smoked. Yes, the fight ended up. Yeah, we played basketball. We're gonna win. Get off. Sent me that checklist for almost 10, 15 days. I'd say 12 and 12. He would go, Bob and friends. That'll end 5th period. So Maria will have to carry Roger's opinion over to the final period. She will also carry her points over to the final period as well. George had gotten into a circus fight during a circus where the elephants and the bears did not like the fight. Yeah, one bear fought with another at the circus. Fred Jenkins would go, "Here's the bell, Bob. We can't afford not to pay the checks," because Jenkins would get strong enough to stop. Maria carries her points over to the final period. Her points are on the point sheet because Jenkins came over. Well, Roger can't afford not to lower AstraZeneca bills. And the thing about AstraZeneca, well, we don't have to talk to AstraZeneca. I mean, the Nexium was a prescription medication for those who take the work test. They had lost a life-threatening disease to his own patient. I noticed what's going on with Joe. He hasn't been addicted to George lately. When Frank Hadden omitted his claim in court, he did not ask for whatever Roger would get a cereal box. No, he was out there. Here's the bell to start the final period. It's 6th period, and this is it. I know George would get through all the facts. I guess Jenkins, during this final period, needs to carry over the insurance costs. In this, the final period, I don't want to hear anything about stupid violence. Craig must be very disappointed in his life. However, Fred's internship could deal with Craig for a little bit. The way that Craig is dealing with it. Craig seems that Maria should have been gone by now. She lost a lot of lives in a Waker State motor oil game. The meeting is at 1:30, so Roger can't afford not to get the check. Maria has just carried the points over to this, the final period, and this is a special podcast as Roger. Oh boy, it's the final period. No OJT today. Jenkins gave up to that. And there's no OJT today. I hear that Roger was not good enough to hold a tire mess that Steve Johnson can't get. Yeah. George Frank did not go to court to pay the collection fee for traffic lights, broken traffic lights, electrical equipment, and polar bears. Oh boy, polar bear mountains were caught speeding. Well, as of today, I found out recently about Chip Jones being caught in nets. Well, the Nets are saying goodbye to New Jersey. They'll have to take over to move to Brooklyn, New York. Yes. They'll move over to Brooklyn, New York next season from New Jersey. The Nets are done in New Jersey. After an exciting win, their final winner as the New Jersey Nets. Very good. Jenkins was out for New Jersey, and Steve Johnson came over there. That is the New Jersey Nets. Whoa. The New Jersey Nets reached their final game in basketball history. No, you don't have to tell the Nets to win. The Nets are buzzing about their final win before moving to Brooklyn, New York. Well, how about the Giants? The Giants did not like that. Their exceptional victory lap. What about the Giants? Are they going to get to you? Fred thinks that the Giants are going to The flights are in the game. They had a battle with heart failures through the sickness. Well, George did not ask for history buff to fall into Heather Home's own way of saying thank you. Well, did you mean something? Yes, his or her own way of saying thank you. His or her own way of saying thank you. Peter gave up to the final minutes of class time. George went on a field trip. Yes. Spike Jenkins was coming back. I think Spike Griffin might come back tomorrow. I hope Spike Griffin comes tonight. I think when I get home that Spike Griffin will be here. Maria, when we get home, Spike Griffin's going to go here. So that'll change for him. Yes, that's good. Roger Austin. Okay, Todd. Kipper Jones baseball. Here we go, Bobby friends. Special podcast part 2. Roger can't ask for his own life. Well, George would get through a check.
He let me do that.
Jeffrey Nelson came up to his own. You know what? He's gonna be addicted to York. Those peppermint patties taste great. Jeffrey Schultz and tasting. He's got good taste on that mint M&M's yesterday. Yeah, he did not ask for Marty's car. Yes, he had to get gas for Marty's car. Yeah, the gas would change all right. But as Marty drives, you know what? Marty drives to the pest control place, and he does not like anything bad. Marty, of course, tells Corey that he was paying that way. Yes. And Marty's my uncle. You know what? Marty is a nice van. He drives it, and he drives it to work. Sometimes, Mom needed to borrow Marty's car. Yes, that's Marty's van.
Okay.
For Marty, all it was a pair of bubble gums. Marty decides to pay that check. That was up for good for no reason. Yes, that was no use. Jenkins has to get caught in tight rings. Oh my god, it's like a pain in the butt. Yes, that's good. I got it in there with Steve Johnson. Frank Jones. You had to go, Roger. Chill out, Jeffrey. Yes, and George has a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock. No way. George had a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock. Gary had one yesterday right after my sister. No way. Jose. Jenkins had to go by then. Actually, they have no doctor's appointments. Those are tomorrow. So Gary is to watch Everybody Loves Raymond and Seinfeld. Noah's father died. We did not ask for, you know what, Belgium, old Belgium. Okay, it's Roger. Jeffrey wanted to speed up.
Dang you, angry pig.
Dang you, Steve. The board did not ask for anything, of course. I would not last like that. I just made it impressive. It was a goal that set George a golf record. Oh no. He had shot records after a golf game, Steve. I didn't recognize that, Bob. But if the game was tied, I did not take a record for a shot. Oh, that's bad. George ain't going nowhere yet for a game or two. The series was won so fast. No, Frank didn't win it. They did. And as we all know, Steve Johnson, we are paying that tribute to Steve Johnson's friends who left the school for good. Oh wow, the school paid the tribute a long time ago. Right before him, Steve Johnson can't make it. He's gonna have to feel free guilt in his life. He'll feel some free guilt in his life because George needs to watch it. Yep. Well, Frank needed to rush up there. Give pizza orders to Steve Johnson. No way. Steve Johnson is not ordering pizza. His dad decided that he likes the pizza that he could have ordered. The fact that George might have gotten that.
That's me.
He likes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches
Make me, Logan, make me.
gave Fred Hill. Hey, what's up? I asked you a couple of times not to pay that check. It's very tight as can be. No. Show. It cost him $12 to appear on that show. On the said program.
And why we started talking?
Yes, ma'am.
George went out and got my check of undivided attention. Yes. Fred wanted pizza orders for. Yeah, you know what? Fred needs for pizza orders next year. Commission for chicken. Orange chicken or spring blossom. That it flip-flops to really orange blossom and spring chicken or spring chicken and orange blossom. It's not no orange chicken or spring blossom. Well, you gotta admit that those four things that were hard. Roger's check was valid. His pizza orders were not so fast. He got in the room. Jeff had to pay for it. Well, he had to go to work. His dad worked too. He's not allowed for income purposes. Well, I hear about it. But when I say Shannon Brooks got it, then Shannon Brooks would have the tied score for Gina Shannon. She would top the charts in the fourth period. But the final period could not be held. Let us go.
Victoria, look at his nails.
So fast.
That's gross.
Jack and
Don't wash it and clean under it. That is gross.
we had like some natural nacho cheese sauce.
Do that. Get off the table.
I would look for natural nacho cheese
No, Josh,
sauce.
you need to go to clean
Cut.
Victoria, he needs to go to bed.
Yeah.
It's one house.
Well, Roger had to go out for a check. Yes. He got out of his
Don't even
check
start thinking.
that way.
No, don't do it.
Well, that'll hold up for me. I guess Josh would be so surprised that his check would be a brainiac in that one. That brainiac would have been smarter for George. No matter why he pays his check, he balances it and starts shedding his clothes. I noticed the Bob Dylan song. It ain't for Bob, it's for George. Bob works for a company that paid for his check. The other Bob, my idea, is to talk to the other Bob and see how much. Well, Bob George is good that. But my friend Bob Miller decides to like that. Even Bob Jenkins would feel it. Because Bob Jenkins would get a check, I would ask for him. That's a long set of words, Bob. Bob Harrison gets it. Yes, Bob Harrison gets it, Steve. Well, of course, the guy who made it all happen for Roger. The check I'm going to pay for Jeff. Because he paid the check and he wants to sign it. Well, okay, sign the check. He's like, oh yeah. As Roger would pay for the check, I'll sign it. Well, I can't believe no person can't pay for check. Well, you gotta sign it first.
Aren't you going with them, Josh?
Jeff needed to know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm working pizza away.
Hey Josh!
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Huh? What's up, man?
Is it Josh?
Yeah, my name is Josh. How you been?
Fred Jenkins would pay for a check like that.
Oh. I don't got no money, man. I'm sorry.
Roger's to get $100,000 to check. But Maria's got too many money. A guy with millions of dollars believes to have been Josh's friend. No sweat. But the owner of the pawn shop feels like it. And he wants some stained clothes. Yeah, that guy looks forward to it. And Josh would have felt so fast because he would have been in a fight before his life ever changed. Hey Josh. No, Josh needs a drink. Josh really needs a drink. Like, relax. We got a stupid drink for Josh. A dumb drink for Josh. As we all know it. Josh won that. At least George can't pay for it. Craig didn't even ask for Roger. The testimony stood for Craig's violin cost. I guess after it's uploaded, the whole thing.
I said I was giving it to her.
Alright, there we go.
Victoria's like, no thanks. My cake got snapped. Katie's stuff.
As Roger can get it.
Put away.
Steve Johnson ain't getting it.
I say no.
No way, Roger.
Come and get it. You got your feet. Come
We're
and get
playing
it.
our Megatron, You know what? Armageddon Advance is a good game.
Nope.
That is the way that Roger can get through. Steve Johnson ain't getting the phone. We'll have to get the door. Josh. And Josh because he's so oh well. Bob Harrison can't complain of Josh.
I'm going back to order and shut up.
He ain't complaining of Josh. Josh was quick on the draw. Well, Roger ain't getting seriously. Josh ain't style. Josh never got stung by bees. Okay, they're rolling on computers for a little bit. Steve Johnson would have forgot to run that.
You don't want to see me today? I almost got it too.
Armageddon Advance. We're gonna play it today. You know what? Josh can't help the players survive. Power to the players. Yes.
Well, that's a nice car.
Alright, so here we go.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Here we go. I got my headphones on, so turn that volume down.
You don't have them on. Still not on your...
Jenkins can't catch up to Josh. Well, that's all the time we got. I think Jeffrey Schultz can't last. No, that's cool. Jeff needs to pay Josh his 5 quarters. Yes. Roger ain't getting it.